Hi there. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to begin your silhouette tracing using the pen tool in Adobe Illustrator and then filling it in with any color of your choice. For our project, we're going to be limited to black and white, and then pasting it on a new Illustrator document, artboard, as you would call it. Okay, so I'm just getting set up here. I just opened up my photo, and as you can see in my layers on my Illustrator panel over here, I have a layer of my image, and then I added a new layer um, where I will do the pen tool tracing. So I'm just going through the steps of the pen tool tracing. If you notice, for the stroke and fill over here on the left side, I have no fill and I have a stroke of 1 point in width. So it's very thin and it's black. So all I'm doing at this point is outlining my silhouette as carefully as possible. Please be careful with the pen tool. So every anchor point, you can always click on it and return back to it. So if you feel like the handles are estimating sort of the wrong curve and leading you astray as you go around your silhouette and outline it, you can always click back on your last anchor point and go back to that point to make those handles disappear. And also, if you put a point down, an anchor point that is incorrect, you can just press delete to delete your last step. Okay, so delete will delete like pressing delete is going to delete your most recent step, and then if you press delete again, it's going to delete everything. So just make sure that you click on your anchor point to delete your most recent step so you don't erase all of your work. And then, of course, you can always go to edit, undo. So I just wanted to show you how carefully I am trying to do my silhouette outline. I'm making a lot of edits as I go and really making sure that my pen tool lines capture the actual silhouette of my face, okay? So for example, like doing the eyelash and everything. So I'm gonna go real slow. Now, for the sake of time, I just wanted to get started with that and then show you my finished silhouette that I've already done and just show you how to paste it down on a new artboard. Okay, so this is the silhouette that I finished, and you can see I've already filled it in with black. So if you look over at my colors over here, my stroke and fill, I have made my stroke just empty, right? So that's why it has white with the red box. So it's empty. There's nothing. And then the black is now my fill. So the way that I do that is all you're going to do is you're going to be on the move tool at the top, and you're literally just going to select on your tracing. And if it's unlocked, you should easily be able to select it, and you can play around with any of these colors. And like I said, you just want to fill it with black and you want to have your outline as empty. Okay, then I just went up to File, New, and I'm going to click over here on Art and Illustration to look at their templates, and I'm clicking on the A4 template. And you can choose your orientation, portrait or landscape, and I would recommend naming it, because all of you are going to make 3 different posters, right? So you should label each poster with its own number. So you could call your first poster number 1, silhouette poster with your initials, and then your next poster could be number 2, silhouette poster with your initials, because you're going to have 3 of these, okay? So you can decide, do you want it as a portrait orientation or a landscape? I recommend at least having 1 of each, and your third one can be your choice. If you really like the portrait layout, you can have your second, have 2 in a portrait layout. But we're going to be working with a rectangular shape for this project. Okay, so in my original document, all I did was when I was selecting my object, I just pressed Command C to copy it or edit copy. And now I just went to edit paste or Command V. Okay, and I just pasted my silhouette that has already been filled in with black, but of course you can change that anytime you want. Now what I'm trying to do, actually, that I've pasted 2 images of my silhouette, is I want to flip one of my silhouettes. So I went up to the top to Object, and then I went to Transform. So Object at the top, clicked on Object, drop-down menu, Transform, and then I went to Reflect. And I'm just reflecting the exact same silhouette to create something that is symmetrically balanced. And I'm just playing around at this point. I'm just showing you some different options. You can scale anything up or down, make it big or small, that's up to you. I've taken my second silhouette and actually filled it with white just to change it up a little bit. Because this whole project is all about exploring composition and exploring principles of design, and then now we're playing around with type on top of that, okay? So I'm making actually my second composition at this point. So number 2, silhouette poster, another A4. I'm going to make this one a landscape. So that's what I selected on and just press create. So A4 is going to be our standard size that we're working with in this project. And I just pasted it down again. And I do want to show you actually, so for this I'm going to make my silhouette white and I want to make my background black. So the easiest way that I have figured out how to do this is I'm actually going to make a rectangular shape and I'm going to fill it with black. So there it is. I just clicked on it, the rectangular tool, and I'm making a rectangular shape on its own layer. I created a new layer actually, and I'm going to now fill it in with black. So as it's selected, I make sure that the fill is black. And there you'll see it. It is black. And my silhouette is pasted on layer number 1, right? So because it's at the top layer, that's why we see it. So just make sure that your background rectangular, sort of color fill is underneath everything, and you can lock it, right? So once you fill it in with black, you can lock it. And I'm just repeating this and playing around with some repetition and just kind of scaling down some of these silhouettes. And I'm just showing you some different things that you could possibly do, but we will explore our compositional layouts with our silhouettes and type, that we will download some type that connotes our adjectives a little better next week, and then just start laying everything out on these boards. So just make sure that you create your 3 boards, that you go to File, Save. So you're going to have like number 1 silhouette poster, number 2 silhouette poster, and number 3 silhouette poster. Like I said, you must have at least 1 landscape and at least 1 portrait in A4 size, and it will be your choice like what your 3rd poster is, if you want to do a landscape or a portrait layout. And I also want to recommend that at least one of your backgrounds is black. So you are not only playing with a white background in all of your poster designs, one of your poster designs should have a black background, so you can play with having sort of like a black background as well and just have some variation in your backgrounds. That's it. Thank you.